So we got Jude Bellingham. Obviously, we got Ian Wright. We got Gary Neville. We got Wayne Rooney. Listen, Ian Wright is a legend. You get me? Like, year upon year upon year upon year, he fights for English players, especially for black English players. We can see what's going on. We can see what these scumbags are doing online, bro. Like, we can see what they're doing, bro. We can see what the English football media is doing. You get me? And this is what Ian Wright had to say. And let's get into this.
Worried for Jude simply because he's somebody that they can't control. You can't control him. Obviously, coming off of the who else and what he done in the World Cup, he's showing people that, you know, I'm here, I'm black, I'm proud, I'm ready to go. All that vibe is something that a certain man can't deal with.
I agree with you. A personal experience, and I've spoken about this in 2016, that Raheem Sterling came to see me.
And even before I even get into this, this is why Craig Hope, like, my man's obsessed with Jude. He's obsessed with him, bro. You get me? Like, and bro, you see the media, and we all know about the narratives in the paper. There's always crazy narratives. There's always a mad headline when it comes to black footballers. Let's just say how it is. And when it comes to non-black footballers, it's worded different. I'm gonna show you multiple things, but let's just see what obviously Mr. Neville had to say
In the tournament, and said that he felt as though he was being persecuted, that it was unfair and it was basically not relating to football. And I remember at the time me giving him a completely and utterly inadequate answer, and I've spoken about this publicly since, where I said, look, Raheem, it's because of your quality and who you are and what you are that they're criticising you. I remember they did this with Wayne Rooney. I actually name-checked him. They did this with David Beckham. They did this with Paul Gascoigne. The best players, the biggest names. But actually what I didn't read at the time, and to be fair, what he was actually crying out and asking me for help for, was around the fact that this wasn't relating to his football performances, which it was with maybe yourself or with Gaza or with Bex. Yeah. It was more around the colour of his skin. Everything and else. This persecution around how if he had a car that was this and another player had a car that was this that was white, there was a difference in reporting of it.
Big shout out to Neville, man. You get me? Big shout out to Neville. And bro, do you know, like, people are always wary of the stuff. Bro, you have to put pressure on English media, the commentary. You have to put pressure, make sure that they stop doing things like that. And for Raheem Sterling to even come out and say that, bro, let's just show some receipts from 2016 and these times so we can kind of see what the headlines are saying. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you can see it. We can show it. We can show some. We can switch it up. We can show what other headlines, what other players are saying. You get me? And it's just saying that flipping Sterling, luxury pad Raheem Sterling, flattered in video hours after Euro returns, was bought for his mum. You get me? And obviously, it kind of says the plush Manchester mansion Raheem Sterling. The reading's mad. Just hours after returning from England's embarrassment Euro 16 campaign was bought for a special woman in his life, his mum. Like, do you know what I mean? So the narrative that they're trying to push is like, okay, cool. England didn't do very well, but my man don't give a fuck about England. You get me? He still bought his mum a mansion. Like, this is the headlines that they're trying to do. The next one, get me? Tap gun too fair. English race Raheem Sterling spots fairy by unviable M16 assault rifle tattoo on his leg. And you see that? So, you get me? Raheem Sterling has triggered the theory of anti-gun campaigners by, look, they're saying he's triggered anti-gun. So what they're trying to, this is the headlines that they're trying to push out there. But when you see, at the same time when my man was playing for Man City, you see people like Phil Foden, and not even at the same time, by the way. You see people like Phil Foden doing the gun celebration, yeah? Phil Foden gold celebration displayed after Man City's masterclass against Man City United. Now, we all know that you know what his celebration is, but it's all worded in a different way. And this is what I mean about the narratives. So this is what I mean about the headlines. And this is what I mean about what English players have to go through all the time. You get me? Same thing. Look, let's flip this. Look, another one. No place like home. Manchester City. Phil Foden buys his mum a new 2 million home aged just 18 after being brought up in a modest Stockholm scrubs. So basically he's just saying that he's been brought up in the slums, but he buys his mum a £2 million mansion. Now look at this one. Do you know what I mean? You get me? Raheem Sterling, just hours after returning from England's embarrassing Europe 2016 campaign, was bought for a special mum, like a mansion. So basically saying in a couple hours, Raheem Sterling was managed just to buy the mansion quickly here, mum. And this is what we mean about the headlines. This is what I mean. And there's people. It's always these people. They're just weirdos, bro. You get me? People.
You're suggesting here that this media beef, if you like, that we're talking about,
yes.
Is linked to the colour of the skin of the player.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And in this case, Bellingham.
Absolutely. And I'd like to say what Ian Wright is not willing to go as far as to say. What he's saying is, this is an attack that seems to be mounted at the best players who are of mixed or black heritage. We've seen it.
They feel, look, can you see how uncomfortable they feel? They feel uncomfortable. This is just what's happening. This is normal. It's normal for us. Like, you lot watching it, don't get triggered, get me, because it's not towards you lot, but it's normal. These are the stuff, is the headlines. Unfortunately, this is what happens. You can see it. It's evidently, you can see it.
Firstly, we saw it with Raheem Sterling. We saw the way the press went after him, and they succeeded. We saw the way they went after Marcus Rashford, and they have succeeded. He's gone all the way to Barcelona.
But the media haven't gone after Foden the way they've gone after Bellingham, Rashford. But where's Foden been for England for the last 5 tournaments? Let's be clear, he hasn't. He performs for City. In the last 2 years, he's had an off-season. But yet, the media have stayed quiet about Foden.
There is no England team without immigration. What are we talking about? Go ahead.
You're suggesting here...
Bruv, this is what it is. And Ian Wright, to a certain extent, he's chatting a thing. He's a legend, bro. He's a legend. He's a legend. He's a legend. You get me?
Do you think that is happening again in front of our eyes here?
You know something, I remember saying I had to do something for GQ not long ago, and I said, I don't think as Englishmen, there's certain Englishmen, I'm an Englishman, I can't hide from that. Even though when I was younger, people would say, yeah, but you're not really English, are you? Yeah, I'm English. I don't think they're ready for a black superstar like that who can move like Jude's moving. You know, they can't touch him, like I just said. He goes out there, he performs, he does what he does. He says, who else? It's too uppity for these people. Something that they used to say back in the day. If you're a black guy or a black man who's, you know what, I put it in a football term. So everybody, they love N'Golo Kante. He's a humble black man, gets on with what he's doing. I'm not saying that he's an Uncle Tom or anything, just saying that's how his personality is. But if you get a Pogba or a Bellingham and you get that kind of energy, that does not sit well with the people, that kind of person. So someone like Jude, for some reason, frightens these people because of his capability and the inspiration he can give. It's something that you're taught when you're, as a black man, when you're going out there, you just want to try and do the best you can and keep your head down and be.
And I want you lot to understand, you see for black players, they get hard, bro. Especially if you're a black player. Look, what happened to the penalty shootouts? What happened to the black players? What happened after that? Bro, black people was getting attacked, bro. There's no lie in that. They was getting attacked. People was genuinely, like, it's like the truth came out. Like, black people was getting attacked at the stadium because they missed the penalties. Imagine what they went through. And this is why for the World Cup 2026, bro, man is uplifting all the players. White, black, mixed race, Asian, whatever. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because they're up against English media. That's what they're up against. They're up against English media more than anyone, bro. It's sad. You get me? Big shout out to Ian Wright. Big shout out to Neville. Big shout out to Neville as well.
What? For want of a better, humble slave. This is where this is dragging up from that kind of energy. Because if you are outspoken black and doing that kind of, playing to that kind of level and not caring, that frightens certain people. And that's what's going to happen with Jude. This guy who I'm telling you about in respects of he's obsessed with him. He's moving off of that energy.
Craig Hope. Craig Hope, pattern up. Get me? Pattern up. I'm not in the football world. I'm in the football world. So I can put pressure on you, bro, and you will feel man's force. You get me? With man's community. Pattern up. You get me? Bro, Ian Wright, we stand with you, my brother. Respectfully.
Can't look and see a black man doing what Jude's doing and think that that's not uppity. He's not an uppity. That's where I'm going with that. That's where that comes down to. And I'm worried for Jude simply.
Respectfully, you get me? And this is what a few of the creators had to say.
Raheem Sterling, Paul Pogba, and now Jude Bellingham. And out of all these three, I'm actually surprised that they're going after Jude now. Everybody's seen that clip of the overlap where Ian Wright was saying it how it is. And I want to touch on Ian Wright just a tiny little bit. Righty, that's the OG. That's Unc. God bless this man. God bless this man, because this is why I always say representation is key in everything
100%.
you do. If this man was not sat there saying what he said, or if this man was not in the media space defending black players the way he always does, Lord knows, man. Lord knows what could have happened. I firmly believe the only reason why these journalists are not going full blast on people like Jude is because someone like Ian Wright is in the media space to defend people like Jude. Everything Wright he said was spot on. They hate to see a confident black athlete. Plain and simple. They don't like it at all. The example that he gave as well was absolutely spot on. They love N'Golo Kante. They love a personality like that of a Kante. And this is not me speaking bad about Kante. If that's his personality, then that's his personality. But the problem with this country is this is what they prefer. They love somebody that's humble. They love somebody that doesn't make noise. Oh, he comes to training in a Twingo. He doesn't wear earrings. He doesn't wear a chain. He doesn't do this. He's not arrogant. He doesn't... That is what their image of a successful black footballer should be. Anybody that comes along that's outspoken, that's flamboyant, that loves to dress, they don't like it. They hate it.
It's crazy. And this is what the players have to go through, man. You get me? The toughest battle is to deal with the English media, football media. That's an embarrassment. Craig Cope, bro, pattern up yourself, man. You get me? That's an embarrassment. You get me? Listen, everyone's waking up. And when we say reset, we're saying reset as a whole. Reset as a whole. Everything's reset. Trust me.
And I can see people come in the comments already and talk about, yeah, but they did this to Gascoigne. They did this to Wayne Rooney. They did this to David Beckham. You see people that make these comments. When will you understand that Gascoigne, Rooney, and Beckham were criticised for what was happening on the pitch? They were criticised for their performances, or what they didn't do, I should say. The people that I just named, or three of many, Pogba, Sterling, and Bellingham, they're being criticised for anything but football. It's never about football when these people are getting criticised. With Sterling, it was about him getting a gun tattoo. It was about him buying a house. It was about him driving a certain car. Like, who cares? With Rashford, it was about him driving a Rolls Royce. With the people I just named, it's never about their performances.
And no one's not talking about all the amazing things that Rashford's doing. I remember his manager, I remember the coach was like, yo, you need to start focusing more on your football. Like, you're doing so much things outside football, but you need to start now focusing on your football. It's mad. You can't make this up.
Pogba, Rashford, Sterling, Bellingham. It's always about the character. It's always about off the field stuff that nobody really cares about. Who cares if Rashford is driving a Rolls Royce? Who cares if he's wearing 10 chains? Who cares if he's got earrings? Who cares if Raheem Sterling's got a gun tattoo? Who cares if Pogba's got a blonde haircut, a red, a blue, a purple, yellow? Who cares? Like, can you imagine there were people out there that genuinely believed that Pogba getting a blonde haircut decreased his performances? He played bad because he's got a blonde haircut. That people out there really believe.
And do you know why they believe that? Because there's a narrative of the media. So if I start jamming things into your head, and this is what I always teach you about fake narratives. Now, because of the media, newspapers, reporters, and whatnot, who cares if, that's to say, who cares if he's got his thing tattooed? But the pressure of media, the pressure of the outside, bro, it messes up the performance of the players. It messes up the performance of the players. And hit the nail on the head, Phil Foden. Like, if he hasn't had a great run, they don't blast him. They're gonna blast Raheem. They will blast Jude, they're gonna blast black footballers. It's true. You get me? Like, it's true. So come on, guys, man. Let's wake up, man. Let's wake up. Let's wake up.
Believe that. And if he got a black haircut like he did for the World Cup, oh, he's focused again now. Like, people genuinely believe this nonsense, you know? Like, as a black person in the UK, no matter what field you're in, you already have to work twice as hard because by default, they don't believe in you. So on top of working twice as hard as everyone else, on top of people not believing in you because of the color of your skin, they also want you to be the way they think. And if you're outspoken and not arrogant, but confident, it's a problem. And I look at some of the wording that's being used to describe Jude Bellingham, just talking about his case.
Leave Jude at home. It's crazy. Leave Jude at home. And this is what our supporters, like the people that it's madness, man. It's actually madness, you get me? Leave Jude at home.
Because it's the most recent one. I saw the title of an article that said he's a divisive soloist. Like, do you know how deranged in your head you have to be to go out of your way to describe somebody as a divisive soloist? Brother. And listen, Jude Bellingham might not be your cup of tea when it comes to football. That's absolutely fine. That's your footballing opinion. But I'm telling you, and Jude actually predicted this as well, this is the mad thing. The English press are already preparing people about who they should scapegoat just in case things go left at the World Cup next year. And that's the same guy, by the way, that was bailing them out nearly every game during the Euros last year. The same way Sterling was scoring goal after goal after goal at the Euros 2021 and was never put on the front page, but then another player scores a penalty and all of a sudden everyone forgets what Sterling done for England. I think it's absolutely disgusting, and I'm not going to stop talking about it because this is what they don't want as well. They don't want people to talk about it because when you talk about it now, they're upset with your reaction to their nonsense, if that makes sense.
This guy is spot on. We're not going to stop talking about it anyway. Big shout out to Ian Wright. Big shout out to Ian Wright. Big shout out to Ian Wright. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.